The last image you're going to work on today is PSH4, and you're going to save it as clone options because that matches the name of the folder that you're going to turn it into. And we're going to learn a little bit more about the clone tool. Go to your layers panel and show and hide this adjustment layer. You can see that we added an adjustment that added more contrast. If you're in one of the classes that hasn't done that yet, don't worry, you will do it when I get back. So we're going to be on the clone layer. Notice there's nothing on the clone layer. And when we try to sample, let's pick the clone tool. That's the rubber stamp. And pick a brush size of around 60 and a hardness of 3%. Let's do the current layer in the sample drop-down box. And start the sample by holding Alt and clicking the boy's nose, and then paint it to the left. You'll notice nothing's happening because nothing is on this layer. We just sampled nothing. And so we're painting nothing because we chose to only sample the current layer. So if we want to paint on a new layer, which everything should be on its own layer, you can actually do current and below. Some of you have done this in the musical chairs activity, and I just had you go to one layer, sample, and then paint on, switch to the new layer and paint on it. You don't have to do it that way. That's just how I had you learn on the fly. So now, if you can see that there's still an area sampled, but I always get into the habit of resampling. So hold down Alt and sample his nose, and then paint his face to the left here. These creepy pictures in the 80s used to have little shadows, like little floating heads. I have some of mine, and they're really weird. All right, now we're going to sample all layers. And put it a little bit higher. Now, show and hide this adjustment layer. Now, why is this one showing up brighter with that contrast? It's because we chose all layers. It included the adjustment. So we could actually have that contrast if we hid that layer, which would be kind of neat. Or we can show all the layers and it's no big deal. Notice too, I want to show you something else. If I want to raise this other head up a little bit because I don't want it exactly even, and you try to move it with the move tool, and it's going to move both things because it's on the layer together. I can actually take the marquee tool and select him, and I could even, watch this, so I can even make the selection tool go into this, and it's not going to move that because it's on its own layer. So you can click the move tool and then use the arrow keys, or you can move it up with your mouse and then deselect. So try that. It doesn't have to be exactly where mine is for you to get the points. You do have to show all of the face, and you do have to have this one on the right not be affected if I hide the adjustment layer. So go ahead and save that and turn it in the folder named Clone Options. And now you have to observe me trying to find how to stop this.